I have recently purchased a Amtor terminal unit by ICS AMT-1 that was built in 1983. It's quite a long time ago, but it is a very good unit for Amtor in particular. I'm going to turn it on now to check on the boot sequence to see whether everything is okay. As you can see, it's checking all the modes: ARQ, FE, CR, TTY, and CW. And then it goes into an escape mode. This is how these units work with the escape key. That's in contrast with TNCs, which normally use Control C to go back to a prompt. Okay, I've turned on the lights because it was a bit too dark. We couldn't see the face of the unit properly. So, as you can see on the right hand side here, all the lights are lit up. The unit is ready to connect to one of the modes. And here on the left, the green LED, which is just below the escape tag. So that means the unit is initialized and ready to accept the command to go into a particular mode. The unit is connected via the packet port to the FT1000MP, which is connected in return to a dummy load, very low power, fast AGC, IPO on, which is the RF gain to the minimum. On the left hand side we have the Kantronics KAM-XL in standby mode, connected to an Alinco. Again, Alinco is connected to a dummy load, very low power, RF gain to a minimum, AGC fast. The units are connected to the computer via serial cables to different serial ports, of course. AMT-1 is connected to COM8 and KAM-XL is connected to COM10. ICS AMT-1 on the right is connected to PuTTY, and KAM-XL on the left is connected to IP serial that comes without post PMM. They're both very good terminal programs. Let's see the serial connection settings for the AMT-1 on the right. The most important are terminal. You've got to select implicit CR in every LF and implicit LF in every CR. Right. Otherwise, as the lanes scroll on the screen, they would overlap. Okay, window size and all that, that's all up to you to decide which is the best for you, the font size and stuff like that. The serial speed is 110 baud in between the AMT-1 and the KBit is the maximum the unit can do. Data bits 8, stop bits 1, parity none. Flow control RTS CTS. We can also select soft flow control. But as I've connected the RTS CTS lines, I'm going to choose RTS CTS in this case. We can have a look at the manual here. On the right hand side, the AMT-1 manual. As you can see, these are the connections. Only 5 lines. It's got a 5-pin DIN for this, so you've got to build a custom cable basically. On the left here, it's a 7-pin DIN, which corresponds to SK1 top 1. You've only got 4 lines: the audio in and out, ground, and PTT. Obviously, you can connect them to the mic port or any other auxiliary port at the back of the transceiver. Yeah, let's minimize that. Minimize the manual. Let's go to the IP serial. This is connected to COM10, the usual speeds for a newer unit. Okay, so let's go back to AMT-1. So we're all connected to the unit now. So we can press type. So escape. If you type escape, the unit responds with by scrolling down, basically. It's got a very limited set of commands. For Amtor, you've got to set your cell call first. So one of my call sign is YF3FCA, so I'm going to set the cell call for Amtor YFCA with I, then YFCA, and it's all set now. To check the status of the unit, we can type Q from Quebec, and it gives us few details there, like the firmware version, the cell call, and that's probably the T is probably the TX time, B the baud rate. I can't remember the other ones, but they're all in the manual. If you're lucky enough to have one, if you've ever come across one of these units, I've got a PDF manual, so you can always drop me an email. Now the unit does CW. Oh, okay, S here. That's the speed in CW. So to go into CW, just press C, and you're in CW now. The unit can go up to 100 words per minute, quite high speed. Right, to come out of this mode, you type escape. Right, let me just check because I think I've forgotten something. No, that's fine. So I'm not very used to this unit yet, so I'm still trying to figure out how. Well, it's not figure out. It's I keep forgetting because I've only used it a few times. Right, to go into RTTY now, we type R, and it's in receiving mode RTTY. As you can see, the bar graph here, which is a very nice one, is on standby receive, idle and traffic. The LEDs flicker. Obviously, if we had an RTTY signal, this is just noise coming through. We would have had the traffic light on. Okay, to initiate an RTTY signal, you just type Control A. So now we can type RTTY. Come out of this mode, which is type Control D from Delta, as far as I remember. And that take us into receive mode, actually. RTTY receive mode after the buffer has been transmitted. There are a few other commands which can take you out of that mode immediately, but anyway, you can type escape anytime. It will take you out of the mode. So now the AMT-1 is in standby again, it's in escape mode, but waiting an instruction to go into one of the modes. Let's go directly into Amtor, because this is what this video is about. I'm not going to go to a Amtor FEC. I've got another video with a Amtor FEC QSO, at least a connection tutorial, which is on YouTube. Good. So on the left, let's see what's happening on the left with this Kantronics there. Reset. Okay, so we've got to go into Amtor standby mode by. Actually, let's go and see and check the cell call here. So on the right side we had the YFCA from YO3FCA. On the left I'm using my other call sign M0IPU, so the cell call should be MIPU. Let's check that. Yeah, it's on there. So I'm gonna go into Amtor standby mode now. So now KAM-XL is awaiting for a connection request. Now I'm back into AMT-1 for Amtor ARQ. I've got type A, the circle of the other station. No, sorry, control A after that, and the circle of the other station, MRPU. And now it's trying to connect. Right, I'm off frequency, so I'm gonna. Now, if you can check now it's linked. Right, so I've tuned the FT1000 MP on the right side. Okay, so now we are ready. You can see here on the bar graph, we've got to tune it a bit better than that. Yeah, that should be fine, more or less. At least for what we're trying to achieve here. So here, the bar graph, it shows you obviously the center of the tones there. Great, so let's type something. I'm gonna type some gibberish. So there you are. And as you can see on the left hand side, it's coming up. I'm gonna type an enter. Yeah, a couple of enters here on the right side. Okay, you can see all the whatever I type on the right. It's being received absolutely fine by the KAM-XL. The tones are not very clear. There's probably some area RF. I've got to look into that. Yeah, it's fine, but it works fine for the purpose of this video. I'm gonna switch over to the KAM-XL now with an Amtor plus question mark. So now I'm in KAM-XL. I can type in KAM-XL some stuff. Whatever. Gibberish there. Oh, hello. So, okay, I'm gonna get this microphone close to the speaker so you can hear the ARQ mode. So I'm in AMT-1 now. I'm gonna switch over to Kantronics KAM-XL. There's a bit of an ALC in there. Let me just check on that. It's all fine now. So let me change over to the other side with the plus question. I was on the other side, left hand side. Now plus question mark, I'm going to change over to the AMT-1 on the right. Okay, so that's pretty much it. An ARQ Amtor QSO with ICS AMT-1.
I'm not sure what else. Do you end up the QSO? Just type Control D in AMT-1. There was a Kantronics with my call sign M0IPU and CW, as you could see here. Sorry, the tones weren't very clear, but fine. Okay, what else? With AMT-1, with Kantronics KAM-XL, I've got another video with all the settings for Amtor and Factor and all that, so I'm not going to go into that. Let's go into M81 again. The type escape. Okay, so the unit again is waiting for instruction to go into one of the modes. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, the tones were inverted as I'm in USB. Okay, that's pretty much it, I believe. 73. All the best.